Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, that was an experience. Not in the best of moods, maybe, as you can tell. But yeah, let's just get it over with. Let's rip it off like a plaster. I mean, you can't beat around the bush. You just gotta call it what it is. Move on. Before I get into specifics, break down the details, some positives, some negatives, of course. Negatives, we haven't won a game. Again, if you like the video, really helps us out. Lets people find the channel. Subscribe if you're new. Trying to reach 7K as soon as possible. And yeah, let's just get on with it. I mean, I'm going to start with the positives because I want to. I want to try and dig out as many positives as I can because I don't want to just dwell on the negatives, even though there are a glaring amount of them at the moment. So I mean, positives for me, I guess, is we actually played pretty well. I mean, bar the last 10 minutes where it all fell apart, got the last 5 and then the 5 injury time. We actually played well. Crystal Palace barely had a kick. They took what they got, which is hard to get them panned out. They didn't really cause us too many problems, but of course, that is still an issue when they're having 2 shots on target, scoring 2 goals. But again, they did nothing. We dominated the game. We controlled the game. I thought, 2-1, 70th minute for the large majority of that last 20 minutes, 25 minutes, we controlled the game. We just passed it around. I thought that we might see it out. Of course, it was in the back of my mind, previous results in this sort of fashion, with not seeing it out. But it looked like almost we reverted back. We just passed it around. We weren't too adventurous. We were a bit safe with the ball, which is all right. You need to get a result. So for the large majority of the game, I don't think we were that bad. It's just that last 10 minutes again. So that's positive number 1. Obviously, positive number 2 being Grealish has scored again, which is mad. It's becoming quite a theme now for someone who's notorious for not getting many goals and assists. I mean, the finish was great. That's 3 in 3 Premier League games, first time in his career. I mean, he's still proving as to why he deserves to be here. I don't know why there was any doubt. But, of course, the price tag, you'd obviously hope that there'd be more output than he has done, but he's in output now. There's no argument. And we're going to need him. Obviously, Jeremy Doku is still currently injured, and Jack Grealish has served a suspension as well already for yellow cards, so we're going to need him this season, of course. Helps with that whole control, and hopefully helps us see out some games in the near future when we can figure out how to not crumble. Of course, Rico Lewis also scored his first Premier League goal. I think he said in a post-match interview it's kind of bittersweet, really. He wants to enjoy it because it's his first Premier League goal, but he can't because of the result. But he should soak it in. He should enjoy it. Obviously, got the nod to start day with the current situation with the injuries, of course. With there being no Jeremy Doku and no Haaland, he got the nod to start there in what probably would have been a position that Alvarez would have played normally, or at least Foden played there, and Rico Lewis played in a slightly deeper midfield role, and he got his goal, took his goal well. But yeah, I mean that's about it for positives for me. I can't really think of too many more. I mean, yeah, let's just get into where it's all gone wrong. And I mean, I thought we got lucky in the first half. I didn't really get a good view of it from where I was sat. I was there. Like I said in the preview, I was there, and I didn't get a good view of it because I was the other side of the stadium, but I don't know how Ederson stayed on the pitch in the first half. I don't know how I haven't seen any replays. I don't want to watch any replays. I don't want to watch the highlights. I don't want to. But from my perspective, the other side of the stadium, all I saw was because Mateta was clean through and Ederson's taken him out and given away a free kick on the edge of the box and only got a booking. I mean, 99% of the time in that situation, a goalkeeper is the last man. And if you're the last man, it's a red card. I don't know how he didn't get sent off. I mean, again, I didn't see it because, I mean, I was a mile away the other side of the stadium. And I haven't watched the replay because I don't want to. So maybe it's not as bad as it was first thought. Maybe there was someone who was, protecting him so he wasn't considered last man. I don't know, but I don't know how he stayed on the pitch. I guess you could call that a positive because we went down to 10 men. Yeah, I mean, that kind of set the tone, really, for the way we were going to defend, because that ball for Palace, that long ball for Palace up to Mateta was pretty much always on, and we dealt with it well until that last 10 minutes. That last 10 minutes, I mean, do we even, where do we start? I mean, realistically, where do we start? For the last, again, like I said, up until that last 10-15 minutes, we were good. I thought, Foden was involved for both goals, but that last 10-15 minutes, he could keep hold of the ball. And then he gave away the penalty. That last 10-15 minutes, Foden and Bernardo were taking it in turns to just gift possession back to Crystal Palace as they were chasing the game. And then Foden gives away the penalty, which makes it seem even worse. That can't happen. It just simply can't happen when you got 10 minutes where you have two players who, every time you give the ball, it's an immediate turnover. That can't happen. But it did happen. And it's not good enough. And we created our own problems. I mean, at what point do you just consider this not to just be unlucky? I mean, you look at Liverpool draw, Chelsea draw, Spurs draw. For the first couple of those, for Chelsea, it was unlucky we defended Port. We were unlucky because it was a penalty in the last minute. You can call that unlucky. Then you look at Liverpool, they didn't really lay a glove on us. They had one shot, one goal. Unlucky, I suppose you could say. How long do you go saying this is unlucky before you admit that it's not unlucky? It's not. This is a recurring theme. This has happened 4 times now. We drew against Chelsea, we drew against Liverpool, we drew against Tottenham, and now we're drawing against Palace. That's 4 times, 4 league games of recent. The only one in the middle that we won was Luton. And even then we were 1-0 down at half time. It's not unlucky. We're just playing bad. I mean, the one glaring issue for me, and it really, really, really is an issue, and I don't see it being resolved because stubbornness. Maybe there's some sort of secret contractual clause in there that he has to play. But Kyle Walker, Captain Kyle Walker, pointless. Absolutely pointless. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. We should have let him go. If it was a case of either he starts week in, week out, or we let him go, we should have let him go. We should have let him go. Because what's the point? He's making us worse. And as a captain, he's not fulfilling his duties whatsoever. We've just conceded a 95th minute equaliser. And Rico Lewis is doing the post-match interview. Where's the captain? Where's the captain coming out with the standards and saying we know it's not good enough and all of this, it might seem media trained stuff. But where's the captain? Why does it fall on Rico Lewis to do that? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Kyle Walker doesn't suit the style of play. I mean, the first 15 minutes, I think he had 3 crosses. They were all absolutely dreadful. They were low along the floor and they didn't beat the first man. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. He's not progressive enough in his passing. He doesn't have a forward-thinking brain. He doesn't. Every time he gets the ball, if there's a forward pass on, he doesn't play it. And again, like I said, as a captain, he's not doing his duties. I know he's not the captain. That is supposed to be Kevin De Bruyne, but he's injured. So right now he's captain. He's a vice-captain at least. He's not doing his duties. I don't think it's good enough. I really don't think it's good enough. And I don't think he should play again. He shouldn't be the first name on the team sheet. He shouldn't play. That's where we're at. I mean, to go through a few stats quickly, because I know this has maybe dragged on a little bit. I mean, apart from the very obvious stats from the game, I mean, you just look at history. Like I said, how long can you call this unlucky? The last home league game we won was Bournemouth on the 4th of November. Been a month and a half. We haven't won a league game. And that's not going to change either, because now the squad's off in Saudi Arabia, the Club World Cup. Our next home league game is at the end of December. So we're looking at almost 2 months without a home Premier League win. Minimum. Providing we beat Sheffield United, which I hope to God we do, but I can't say with confidence that we're going to win a home game against Sheffield United anymore. I can't say, this is how much it's changed. I can't say with confidence that we are going to win any game of football. I can't say with confidence anymore. From what I'm saying, unless something changes quickly. And again, the last clean sheet we had in the Premier League was at Old Trafford in October. December. 2 months. It will have been 2 months in the Premier League. 2 months since we last kept a clean sheet in the Premier League. 2 months minimum. I mean, where do we go from here? The question on the screen, the title of the video is, are we out of the title race? I want to know what you think, personally. I think as it stands at the moment, I'm doing this before the Arsenal and Liverpool games. We're 3 points behind Liverpool. They play Man United. I've no hope of United doing us any favours, but it's all right, because a bit of therapy with them getting slapped. We'll be 6 points behind Liverpool by the end of today, no doubt. And with the Club World Cup, we'll possibly be 9 points with a game in hand. In fact, I think we will be 9 points with a game in hand. So, are we out of it? We've come back from similar situations, but can you realistically say with confidence we're going to go on this business end of the season run? I can't. I really can't. So, are we out of it? I'm leaning more and more towards we're out of it every day. We could be in a top 4 battle. I mean, we're behind Aston Villa still. Tottenham are a point behind us in 5th. By the time we come back from Saudi Arabia, we probably will be 5th. So yeah, are we out of it? You let me know. I'm not going to jump to conclusions yet. It's difficult to write us off. It really is, but it's getting hard to back us to win it, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, therapy session indeed. I had to get a little bit off my chest. Let me know if you agree with me about the whole Kyle Walker situation. Let me know if you think we're out of a title race. Let me know at what point do you consider for us to be out of a title race if we're not so already. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you tomorrow for a reaction to the Champions League draw where City can't hurt my feelings.